Jamal Adams has been an absolute baby since he's come to the New York Jets organization. The Jets gave him the opportunity in the 6th pick of the first round a couple of years ago, about 3.5 years ago, and took Jamal Adams. There were a bunch of teams that passed over on him. I don't know why they passed on him. I thought he was the best player in the draft, maybe the second or third best player in the draft. It was very surprising that the New York Jets passed on him. But not only that, when you look at the Jets organization as a whole, you look at the ingredients of non-success. The New York Jets have not been a successful organization for a very, very long time. They haven't won a Super Bowl since 1969. The ownership went, not only when you talk about the ownership going back and forth with new owner after new owner after new owner, the Johnson family took over the Jets organization in the early 2000s. And this has been a complete shamble of an organization since they've taken over. Rex Ryan took over for Eric Mangini. He had 2 successful years, and then everything started falling apart and tearing apart from the team that Eric Mangini built. Then you look at the team as a whole right now, and you go up and down the rosters. Where are their superstars? You look at their quarterback. Is Sam Darnold a superstar? We don't even know if he can stay in for a full season. He hasn't had a full season since USC. He has not played a full season. He had a leg injury his first year. Then he had mono his second year. This is a kid that's played very well in the second half, but up and down really for the New York Jets. And you bring in C.J. Mosley. Now C.J. Mosley has opted out of the season because of COVID-19. So this will be a second year that the Jets lost C.J. Mosley for a whole season.
He did. Gee whiz.
Yeah, you didn't hear about that?
No, I did not hear about that.
Well, he opted out of the contract. So that's just another problem the New York Jets have. But all in all, when you look at this organization, and I can argue where the Jets are or what the Jets are as an organization, where Joe Douglas is in the draft. We don't know what this draft is going to put on, give the Jets that opportunity to be a good team. We don't know what Mekhi Beckham is going to be. We don't know what Mims is going to be. We don't know what Ashton Davis is going to be. We don't know what any of their top draft picks are going to be. And that's what usually happens when you go into the draft. You kind of nitpick and you try to get the best player available on your draft board. But this is an organization that has had crazy people in their locker room. Let's go up and down their roster. Geno Smith a couple of years ago gets knocked out by their linebacker and gets his jaw broken, and he was out for practically the whole season. And then that gave Fitzpatrick an opportunity to really completely explode with Brendan Marshall and Eric Decker, and they had both of those guys, some of their best years as a player in the NFL. And they still didn't make the playoffs that year. You look at this team as a whole, and I know a lot of people are going to look at the Jets, and I'm a Jet fan, and I'm an honest Jet fan. Is this team ever going to win? That is going to be the question. We talk about the Browns. We talk about the Miami Dolphins. We talk about all the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals. How many times have they gone into the playoffs, and how many times they've lost in the first round with Andy Dalton and that bag of idiots, okay? But all in all, you look at the Jets as an organization, you have a player like Jamal Adams who wanted to bring in Le'Veon Bell, begged practically Le'Veon Bell to come to the team and telling him that we want to win a championship together. We want to win multiple championships together. And he practically dragged Le'Veon Bell to the New York Jets organization. And the Jets gave him $13 million a year, worth about $50 million. But then you get in the last year and a half, 2 years, Jamal Adams taking shots at the Jets organization, how poorly they run. Joe Douglas to Mike McCagnon. Mike McCagnon was fired. Then you have Joe Douglas running the organization. Then you bring in guys like Chris Johnson, who took over for Woody because Woody wanted to go over there to England to be whatever he wanted to be for Donald Trump. The racist remarks, the utter just absolute ridiculousness from this organization the last couple of years. And then you have Jamal Adams taking shots at the Jets organization that they're a complete mockery and a joke. Meanwhile, this is one of the players and one of the players that wanted Adam Gase there. And then all of a sudden, really a couple of weeks ago, saying that Adam Gase is not the guy. He's a complete waste. He's a joke. Meanwhile, when they brought him to the team and brought him to the organization, he loved this signing. He loved Adam Gase. And then all of a sudden, taking shots at the organization, telling them, the organization, that they're a bag of dummies. They're idiots. They're a joke. And now all of a sudden, after getting traded to Seattle, he speaks for the Jets fans, and he gives the Jets fans that whole whole whatever you want to call it.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Thank you.
The nice attitude, saying I love the fans, I love the Jets fans. Thank you for bringing me in as one of your own. Pretty much walking out of the New York Jets organization and the New York Jet fan. Now we sit back and we look at the trade, and maybe Eric Coleman, he liked the trade. I was very surprised he liked the trade, but he liked the trade. But he spoke very highly of Jamal Adams, not taking shots at Jamal Adams, that he walked out of the Jets organization and he wanted $90 million and he thinks he should be the highest paid safety in the league. Meanwhile, he's still under his rookie contract.
He has a chance to continue to be that in Seattle, too.
It's a joke. He's not going to be anything in Seattle.
Seattle does have a rich history of safeties over the years it's been one of their positions of priority, so he can definitely continue to grow. But yeah, the Jets definitely fleeced him for sure. 2 first-round picks for, you and I have both said on the Weekend Crunch, a position that's not really a high-priority position was able to spawn 2 first-round picks.
Spawn 2 first-round draft picks, a third-round pick, and Bradley McDougald, who is a good safety. Not a great safety, a good safety. But all in all, it wasn't what the Jets got out of the trade. It was what they got from Jamal Adams after the trade. That's what you have to look at in the big picture. As a fan, as a football fan, when you play for an organization that took a chance for you, they took a chance with you. Other 6 teams passed up on you. Actually, 5 teams passed up on you. And the Jets took a chance with you, and you become... you love the spotlight, you love the press, just like Odell Beckham did. And then all of a sudden, when you got what you wanted, you kept giving, you told the Jets organization as a whole, you don't want to be traded, you just want that contract, you deserve that contract. You've had 2 years of a Pro Bowl, career. Yeah, and really the first year you were complaining that you should have been a Pro Bowl player when you weren't. You became a Pro Bowl player your second year, and then you became an All-Pro Bowl player your third year. So 3 years for the New York Jets. By the way, they never sniffed a playoff. They never sniffed a playoff berth. And you're talking about Jamal Adams, the greatest safety. He wants to become the greatest safety of all time. Let me tell you something. Until you get into the playoffs and you you're not Ed Reed. You're not even close. You're not Troy Polamalu. Hey, you're not, I wouldn't even say you're Earl Thomas, okay? And Earl Thomas took his team, Seattle Seahawks, to a Super Bowl. Helped them win a Super Bowl. Okay? Let's see what Jamal Adams does with that Seattle Seahawks team. Because to me, that Seattle Seahawks team is not very good defensively. They have no pass rusher. And their Legion of Boom or the Legion of Goom, and I call them the Legion of Goom because that's what they are. You have Jamal Adams leading the way. And who else do you have over there that really scares you for an organization on that defense? So all in all, when you look at the Jets and you look at what they got for that trade, to me, not only did they fleece him, they got rid of a cancer, a guy that didn't really respect the organization as a whole, and really threw the organization under the bus after the fact when he wanted to speak to the press. And I will guarantee you fans, and I will tell Eric over and over again, 2, 3, 4 years down the road when he gets his contract and he's laughing to the bank, Seattle is going to regret making that trade for Jamal Adams, and Jamal Adams will regret leaving the New York Jets organization when you have Joe Douglas, who knows what he's doing, that's rebuilding this team from the top to the bottom, and he had the opportunity to stay there and help rebuild this team to win a championship. It will be more interesting or more great to win a Super Bowl for the New York Jets than winning a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks, when the Seattle won a couple of years ago, 7, 8 years ago, and the Jets haven't won for 50 years. All right, we have a first call of the day. You know him from Weapons Hot, the host of Weapons Hot, CJ DeSimone. What's up, CJ?
What's going on, guys?
I'm good, man. What would you like to talk about?
You guys stopped me right in the middle of my workout when I was hearing you go on your little rant about the New York Jets. And look, Errol, I got to say, I love you to death, but half of your stuff is incorrect.
Go ahead. Why is it incorrect? Why is it incorrect? Go ahead.
Okay. The New York Jets organization as a whole has been a complete dumpster fire. No doubt. You are 100% correct. Okay? We've had bad general managers like John Idzik, Mike McCagnon, Terry Bradway. The list goes on and on. Okay? But you know what? We finally have a front office now that knows exactly what they're doing. So it took us a long time for, unfortunately, this franchise to perform the whole rectal cranial inversion, okay? PC version for the family audience out there, okay? The main thing that Jet fans need to make sure that they are keeping focus on is the young players that we now have on this squad right now and how they're going to be developed. Now, here is where I'm going to call you out a little bit on your little. I completely agree with you. Jamal Adams is a baby. He acted like a baby. Okay, you want to know something? All of his garbage that he spewed on social media was all false. Everything that he did was to get himself out of New York. He did not have a problem with Adam Gase. He did not have a problem with Joe Douglas. He wanted to get paid, and the reason being is because I think, now this is just my personal opinion, that the outside people, mainly his father, Mr. George Adams, who we remember, was drafted by the New York Giants in the mid-'80s, I believe, and turned out to be a scrub. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can almost, on a stack of Bibles, guarantee you that Jamal Adams has his dad in his ear saying, you got to get your money, you got to get your money, you got to get your money. Okay? If Jamal Adams wanted out of the New York Jets organization that bad, he could have made a stink about it last year.
He did.
Okay? He probably could have even made a stink about it the following the past offseason.
CJ, he did make a stink about it last year. He said it in the middle of the season. Not only did he say something in the middle of the season, after one of the games, I think it was week 6 or week 7, when he was speaking about how bad the team played, and he never said anything how bad he played. He just took shots at the team, saying that,
Right.
I'm not going to mention any players. But we played like crap. We played like crap. I feel that I put my heart out on him.
It was okay for him to go 4-12 and 5-11 on the Todd Bowles.
Hey,
it was okay for him to be misused and mismanaged under Casey Rogers.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you.
Meanwhile, Greg Williams put the player in a situation to succeed, and mind you, okay, and now we're going to go back to his rookie season.
Mm-hmm.
Marcus May was a better player than Jamal Adams.
No question.
If Marcus May didn't get hurt in his rookie year, Marcus May goes to the Pro Bowl.
No question.
In his rookie season.
And Marcus May is going to get a nice contract from the New York Jets at the end of this season. They're not going to have to pay him $90 million. They'll pay him $45, $50. If the guy could stay on the field, I guarantee you'll have more of success. We'll talk about Marcus May maybe 2-3 years down the road being a better player than Jamal Adams. Because to me, as good as Jamal Adams is on paper, when you look at his statistics, go look at the teams that they beat and look at the games that he won with, where the games that he beat them and he had all those interceptions were against teams that were terrible.
Half of his sacks came against the Giants.
Overrated teams. Okay? Right. Not good teams. So Jamal Adams sits there and he tells the Jets, "Oh, I'm the leader of the team." We've heard this for the last 3 years. I'm the leader of the defense. So you walked out on the defense. You completely turned your back on the New York Jets and the defense. And you walked out on Le'Veon Bell, the same guy that you told the player last year when in free agency, "I want you to come here and win championships with me. I'm here for the long haul." And then all of a sudden, a year later, you demand a trade and you want to go to the Cowboys. We've heard this, CJ, for a long, long time. He wants to go play for the Cowboys. We've heard it over and over again. So you know what? The Jets.
Right. And I can guarantee you, at the end of this season, if the Seahawks don't advance deep in the playoffs, if there is a 2020 season, okay, if they don't advance deep in the playoffs, I can guarantee you Jamal's going to start flapping his gums again, and then Seattle's going to look to dump him off to get back one of the 2 first rounders they gave the Jets for him.
Send him to Cleveland.
Okay.
Him and Odell could go rot together.
That's right. I mean, Odell Beckham is a joke. Odell Beckham is a joke. He used the press to really get traded. That's what he did. He used the press. He used his platform here in New York to get traded over there to Cleveland. And then you saw Jamal Adams. He wanted to get traded. He didn't go to the Cowboys. He didn't go where he wanted to go. We all know where Odell Beckham wanted to go. He wanted to go to the LA Rams. And he didn't get traded there. The Giants obliged him, and they traded him to the Browns because they got as much as they can for him.